Hey guys, welcome back to Tug Time. Thank you very much for joining us. If you didn't watch the last video, just wanted to catch you up. We're doing things a little differently. It's not live anymore, it's now recorded, right? So, I mean, or if you're older, maybe taped. I don't know, you say whatever you want. So now you're able to watch it at your leisure. You can send this out and it's just a quick 3 to 5 minute kind of thing. So hopefully it's still gonna be informative and somewhat humorous, maybe comical, and maybe it's, just my face that's the funny part. And then lastly, we're still gonna do the gift card, so stay tuned to the end. We're gonna do the question of the day. We're gonna have you send that in within a certain amount of time, and then whoever puts it in, we're gonna do a little raffle, and that's who's gonna win the gift card. But today, we're gonna do a little Frymaster. We're gonna show you guys how to boil out your fryer. Okay, so we're here. We are gonna be doing a boil out, but obviously, we're gonna need to get the oil out of the pot first. So, make sure it is not too hot. We want to be about 160-ish degrees if you want to see, or less, obviously. If you want to see what it is on this one, you can hit that and it'll show us. Look at that, 150, perfect. So I'm going to tell it to turn back off. We're going to remove the filter pan, or filter dog, as somebody in our company might call it. Let's get that out of the way. We're going to move the shortening disposal unit over. That is this guy. Something, it's seen better days, but something I do want to show you. See how it says 50-pound capacity? It is for one pot. That is 50 pounds. Do not use it for an 80 or a 70 or try to fit both of them in. Okay, so open this up. Line it up to the drain like that. Okay, and then just like we did in the previous video, we're going to open this drain slowly. Make sure everything's set up right. Here we go. Of the things you'll need, right, you saw on this boil out puck. What we're going to do is we're going to get all the oil out as best we can. We're going to try to scrape down any little bits and whatnot. We're going to fill with water. We'll put the puck in. We'll show you how to make it boil, and I'll even give you a little tip. Okay, so now all that oil has gone down into this shortening disposal unit, an SDU. Sounds like some kind of crime show. But we're going to go ahead and move this out carefully because it's got hot oil, as you can see. Put the lid on, because I'm not actually disposing of this. If I was disposing of this, I'd probably put the jib, is what it's called, jug in a box. So put that, stack it there, and go ahead and hand crank it into that. Or if you have a one of those barrels or drums, you can have this offset and have it go directly into one of those. So however you're disposing of them, make sure to do it properly. But for now, we're just going to move this guy out of the way. I'm going to close the drain. It's the red one, remember? Make sure we're not really dripping too much here. Okay, now that we're closed, we can go get a nice bucket of warm water. And I'll be right back with that next. All right, so once we've filled, and remember, we're going to only want to go to that bottom line in the back on your fill lines. We're going to do two things. On this fryer, we're going to turn it on, and then we're going to hit this check mark, and now it's going to say code, and we're going to put in the code 1653. Now it's going to say boil. So while that's starting to get warm and turned up, let's get the scissors. There they are. All right, and then just put the puck right down in there and let it go. So for this, we're going to go ahead and leave it for until it starts to get bubbly and boiling. Ideally, you would not want to have the oil next to it in this case, but because I only have one of the things and where oil isn't bad, I'm not going to dump it out. So we'll just have to be very careful, and I'll show you guys a trick, a special trick on how to keep this from boiling over. So if you have a knob instead of a computer, go ahead and turn it to 200 or so degrees. All right, so as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of the bubbling going. It's not quite there yet, but just kind of wanted to show you. Obviously, as you drop in the puck, you can see some little bubbles back there. So it's not going to happen as much with the computer-driven boil out, where it says boil, where it's really controlling and it's about 200-ish degrees, a little bit less. But on the knob-style ones that we just showed you with the knob, those have a tendency to way over boil. So, you ready? I got something special again. Time for a little Tug Time tip. Grab some ice, put it in your fry baskets, and hang those above your pot. That way, as the pot gets hot, the ice is dripping down into it, and it's keeping it from boiling over. It works, I promise. You'll see in a bit. So I'm going to put on my trusty temperature resistant gloves. These are meant for fryers. Still, don't think, oh, well, I've got some like kitchen gloves. I can use those in here. Not a good idea, okay? So on these, grab yourself a green Scotch-Brite scrubby like this. You can use the other ones. You can now stick your hand directly in there, and I like to get it while it's still nice and hot. You could take this off and take it into the dish pit also, but really I feel like this is an easier clean when it's right here, because you can actually get a lot of that heat and water and whatnot from this, more so than you're going to get in a dish pit. There are a couple ways to get rid of the water. I'm going to tell you what I do because, oops, hello Mike. I'm going to tell you what I do because we have this floor drain. We're going to go ahead and dump it down into the floor drain. If you don't have a floor drain, if you can't move the fryer to that floor drain, you're going to need a temperature-sensitive pan again. So it's going to need to be able to take about 200-degree water and a little bit of oil in there. So either a metal pan or a high-heat pan, one of those amber-colored ones, to put below to be able to capture that. You do not want to put that into the filter pan, right? That one, don't want water and oil going together, especially when it's hot oil. So don't do that, okay? We'll move it and we'll show you here in a second. Okay, so once we've drained it all, I tend to get some more water just to kind of flush out that last little bit. Let's go ahead and splash it down. All right, now, don't put oil back in right away. There's still water. So two things, either leave it to dry or go ahead and get some towels and start to wipe it down. I'm going to do that because ain't nobody got time to be waiting around for it to dry. So I'll be right back. Now that we're dry, we're ready to put the oil back in. So we put the grate back down. And in this case, ours is a little hand crank. So let's see how much splatter we're going to get. There we go. I'll tell you, one of the most important things is to make sure that drain is closed first. All right. So as we get to the end, go until you get all of it. All right, so I believe that is it. If I wipe this down and make it look all purty again, it's going to look better than a frog wearing a pair of pants. I don't know why I said that. So hopefully this helped you. Thank you.